Guys, isn't it funny that we just all ate biryani and we're doing an episode about Shadia?
Woo!
Hello everyone and welcome to Log Kya Kahenge. And today, you are joined by the backbones of this project, Minahil and Kinza. What up?
Hi.
As y'all know, I'm a hat, or if you put it in a mirror, Taha, because my name backwards is a hat. Anyways.
Wow.
Or haha with the T, you know. And I also have a T. So today's episode is going to be a treat for you guys. This is going to be a little bit different than our other episodes because we wanted to put some light in your life, you know, have some lift me up during your quarantine, right?
Yes.
All right, so
100%.
we're serving today. We're serving some quarantine today. So how are you guys? How's it going?
Good.
That's
it. Good.
No. All right, some background, dude. We just spent an hour just BSing.
Yeah.
I feel. So
No productive conversation.
no productive conversation.
Just BS.
It's good for the soul.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was.
Exactly. But yeah, we're so happy to see you. How have you been? We love your headgear going on right now.
Thanks so much. I'm just wearing a bandana right now. You know, the hair wasn't cooperating because of this weird humidity. This isn't Florida weather. This is New York. So please chill with the humidity. Anyways, this frizz on my head reminds me that my hair usually looks good at home, but in a particular place it doesn't look good. And that's at Desi events or Shaadi, South Asian wedding. What's the last event you guys have been to? Last Desi event.
Dude.
Well, I mean, I guess if you don't count Davats,
Yeah.
the last Shaadi we went to was 2 years ago. Like a legit
Is it
Shaadi.
nice?
Yeah.
Like a legit
Nice.
Shaadi. In Lahore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So it was in the motherland. Very nice.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And what did you guys experience there? Was it fun? Was there little things that annoyed you?
It was a learning experience. It was. I'm good on Shaadis for a while now. Still.
That's what I told her. I was like, dude, the cup is full. We must tell you that, before we came here to New York for good, we had attended, back-to-back, how many Shaadis?
3.
3 Shaadis. Over, I want to say, 6 days or something like that?
Yeah, because there were the family, they had 3 guys who were, they were all brothers and they were all getting married, at the same time. So that was over a period of 6 days, 6 to 10 days. And we were there with the same people all of those days, listening to the same music because they probably hired the same DJ. And it was just...
I'm pretty sure it was the same horse that all 3 brothers, they were 3 brothers, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
Same supplier.
Dude,
Yes.
It was they bulk bought this entire,
Yeah, it was they got a discount because, buy 2, get the third one free. And they were like, okay, third one bhi shadi kara lo. It's fine.
And you know how we are with deals. They see people in deals. They both start with the D. You know what else starts with? Okay. But you know what's really cool about that? I had to throw that in there. Marry who you want, folks. Marry who you want. Okay, anyways. So when it comes to buy one, get one free, or in this case, buy 2, get 1 free. You really think that they thought that about the horses or the sons?
Let me just say, it felt like we went into it felt like we completed something together at the end of the day.
Right.
It was almost as if we were we didn't even know anybody there, by the way.
Yeah.
Remember that? We just probably knew one person who would just come at the start of every evening for 5 minutes. We're like, hey,
Yeah, that's it though.
and then that was pretty much it. And it was that I remember there was this which movie had just come out? I know exactly.
It was that 6 Wali movie.
Oh yes.
Sing is Gang.
Sing is Gay.
My favorite movie.
It's
ever
such a
to
funny
shoot.
movie. It's so good. But anyway, all of the music in that movie, right?
Oh, hells yeah.
Was playing at all of those weddings.
Just
Back to back.
back to back. And I am not lying to you. We were And it felt like at the end of the 6th day that we had like graduated together or something like
Seriously.
that. Like it felt like we had like just come out of this thing together with this whole group of people, and like we knew everyone by the end of it. And mind you, this wasn't a small crowd. Like how big was it?
It was big.
It was like big.
Yeah.
It was like massive, and so it has to be an easy like 400 or 500 people for sure, for sure.
Wow.
All 6 days.
That's awesome. I mean, look, here's the thing about South Asian weddings. They can be amazing, especially when they're held in South Asia, Pakistan. But anyways, when they're held anywhere in the world, right? We got Desis, we got our South Asians all over the planet, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the planet is tired of us. Anyways, but there's always room for holding an event, especially a wedding, right? What sort of things happen at that wedding? Now, we covered music, right? We covered learning about other people. We covered people saying, oh, I known you ever since you were negative 3 years old. Who the hell are you? I don't even recognize you. That conversation. But here are some other factors, right? What are we going to wear to the wedding?
Yes.
Who is going to say what? Log kya kahenge?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
How's the food going to be? What's it going to look like? Decorations. How weird is the photographer going to be? I mean, where do you guys want to begin? I mean, this is just, we could go on and on with the list.
I mean, seriously, like, okay, so it's like, first of all, nobody's gonna be on time. All right, let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
All right, so like, if you're on time, well, boo! What are you even doing?
You are veteran now.
Yeah, no, the bride herself can't even be on time, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, come on, it's a sin. And then like, so, and everybody's arriving in the fanciest cars that they can possibly, like, you know, arrive in.
Filled with flowers and all of this weird like stuff.
Poor flowers. Poor flowers. There's such a waste of like rose petals. However,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, do they look pretty? Of course they do, but like, it's just,
But why do you want to just tape them to the car? I don't understand.
that's a whole thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an actual science.
That's an actual thing. So yeah, don't be on time, right? Rule number 1. Number 2, I mean, and like somebody here, you know, don't dress up too much, I guess. Like, I don't know. What is the standard of, when do you cross over to the line of overdressed?
I think
Don't ask me.
I think Taha can better answer that.
Oh my god, the shade
Oof.
is real.
Damn.
What is the T, sis? What is the
Damn.
Jai, sis? That should be on a shirt. But anyways, we will talk about that soon. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. If you listen to the entire podcast, I promise you at the end, we will be talking about something to do with that.
Yeah.
That word. And what word? Merch. Anyways, back to other types of clothing. Other types of clothing, including me being the extra self that I am. I will go to your wedding in a freaking gold-plated sherwani because that is my favorite thing to wear, and I do me, right?
Yes.
As long as I'm not wearing the turban or I don't have the gale ka har around me, the flower necklace, then
Yes.
I am not the groom. So don't be on the groom, even though I'm dressing better than your groom.
That is
That's
true.
right.
That's
That is
true.
right. No, but no.
Is
Side
it
note.
appropriate? No. But do I do it? Maybe.
Side note. Love how you dress. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So, Taha was just at a wedding actually, a socially distanced
Mandy.
Mandy. How was it?
Okay, it was the best thing ever. It was a Mehndi and a Shaadi.
Uh-huh.
Both were excellent. It's my best cousin. Like, I love her to death. I mean, she's just my best friend. It was her wedding, and it was really cool. I mean, we had sort of like, it wasn't a full guest list. Like, it was like cut in half, which is nice because you know, there's a virus. If you didn't know, there's a global pandemic. But you know, things have calmed down sort of in New York, so they had a you know, they really thought about how they wanted to do the wedding, and there was, you know, hand sanitizer everywhere, and I was like really pleasantly surprised with how the hall people, or the hall wale, handled everything in terms of like having 6 feet stickers on the floor at the entrance and telling people to park far away, so you know, we're not attracting too much attention. And you know, they had hand sanitizer stations, they had all the staff were wearing masks, and it was just beautiful.
Nice.
It went really well, right? And I think because it was short and sweet, and because we had not as many people as like the 500 people standard, um, it wasn't a lot of drama either. Like it actually went smoothly.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so nice.
But I could think back to a time where I attended a regular wedding, and not this one, obviously, but I think it was at my own brother's wedding, the oldest one, and there was just like this weird vibe that like some auntie gave about like, like nitpicking everything, like
Oh yeah.
food, all the way down to music, all the way down to what people are wearing, and it's just like, let people live. It's not your wedding.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? What do you guys think about that?
I just don't understand that if they weren't the one making all those decisions, and if they weren't, if they know that it's not their wedding, then what is the point of even opening your mouth and saying something negative about it? Like, what is the point? You could talk about literally anything else in the world, and this is what you choose to talk about. Why?
I second that.
Why? Like, what is the personal satisfaction? Like, oh, khana aisa bana hai, and oh, look at this decor, it's like so ugly, oh, look at what she's wearing. Why?
All the while, like sitting like 6 miles from your table and like shooting you still like those dirty looks, and then you're like and then you're like, all you're doing is just like looking away awkwardly, and you best believe that they're like, while they have this like smile on their faces, they're like
like pointing fingers with their eyes. That's a talent right there.
It's like freaking X-Men Cyclops. Like, people are throwing lasers at each other from their eyes.
Yes.
But you know what's really interesting? As soon as like the bride and groom go to table, everyone's demeanor changes.
Oh yeah. It's like a sudden
like,
change.
We were talking anyway.
Yeah.
How are you? Assalamualaikum, sat sri akal, namaste, kya haal hai? And it's like, what the wait.
Oh, that changed.
Like, weren't we just talking shit?
Well, we didn't even talk about. So, actually, the fun part is, or I don't know if it's for a person like me who doesn't really generally get shadis, but however, like I have a lot to say about them, obviously. Sure. So the fun begins apparently like way before the actual 3 days, right?
So it's not actually 3 days, that it's like weeks.
Yes. So like you dress up the whole house, correct? Like you will know everybody and their neighborhoods and their neighborhoods and their neighborhoods would know that this is Shaadi Wala Ghar, which is like the Shaadi house, because there's like a ton of lights and a ton of flowers and a ton of like everything on that house.
Mithaiya coming in and out, which is sweet.
Yeah.
For weeks.
Yeah, it takes weeks.
Totally.
It takes weeks, but they also have sweets and they have decorations and lights and flowers, and it's like everyone knows that somebody in this house is getting married.
Oh yes. And then and so like, and let's not forget the fact that like you have to immediately make the space for like 52 people in your house, which just like 2 days ago only had to hold 6 people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like,
yeah, just be ready for a constant like in and out of people.
Yeah. And then just like people coming from like all over the country, right? Like just like everybody,
like,
and
we were one of those people.
we were recently one of. Yeah, so in 2018 my best friend got married, and we were really lucky enough to like go, and she pulled out all the stops for us. I mean, like she came and picked us up.
It was
and,
really
like,
nice.
It was so nice. And
well, might I just add, we got the true America se aaye mein wala treatment.
Translation. These people from America treatment, essentially.
Yeah. So we must treat them like the queens that they are. Which, you know what? If they found out that, like, my mom makes me, pick up the trash, like, every day from my room, and meanwhile they're treating me like I'm some kind of gold, it was some
kind of meme queen.
Yes. It was a shock. It was a shock for me,
Minahil became well adjusted though. Minahil became well adjusted in like a couple of hours, don't worry.
Oh, good.
Really?
I mean, it's a really tough transition from being
Exposed.
You know, and I have this experience too. Being the doban or the janitor of the house,
Yes.
Yeah.
being the king when you go overseas. It's like,
Mhm.
"Amrika wale aage, Amrika wale
Yeah.
aage. The Americans are here, bro. I'm Pakistani, just like you."
So funny. Like, yes, like
I'm glad you.
your best friend was getting married, but like it felt like, you know, this is all for me. It was great.
Dude, let me just tell you, it was like,
Well,
what
let's
was
be
it?
honest. It's all about the guests. It's all
Yeah.
about the guests.
Totally.
People that I don't even know were like, "Oh, you're from America. Oh, you're like, I'm here. Like, how are you?" And I'm like, "I'm great. How are you?"
Look at you, like, just flipping your hair. Do you know those aunties were, like, eyeing you for their own kids?
I was 17. No,
I'm just
wait,
saying.
just kidding. I was like
That's
19 years
gross.
old.
Yeah, she was 19 years old. She was 19.
No,
She was
no,
19.
no, no, no. But I must add that they might be eyeing you because it's like, what is she wearing? She's
Yeah,
from
it's true.
America.
It's
she's
true.
from America. She should be wearing something extravagant because she's Obama's daughter.
Which I wasn't. I wasn't wearing something extravagant. It was
Yeah,
like a
anymore.
simple thing, you know.
Yeah.
I guess they were expecting something
But that's
different.
the level of judgment they have. You better
It's true.
believe.
It
Oh
is
my
true.
You
So
better believe.
So true. So yeah, so that was like the first night. And then it was the second night. My best friend was a pure bridezilla. Love you if you're listening. But you are. Sorry. And
I'm sorry, friend.
but I love you so much. So like, but no. In pure fashion though, like we understand how important this is to brides and stuff. You know, that everything looks perfect. You have the perfect food. People are like waiting on you. You know, everywhere. So that's fun.
It sounds so stressful.
I mean, I guess.
I guess like if you're a simple person, like you like simple things, it wouldn't be that stressful for you. But if you're like somebody who likes to
Not
nitpick,
me.
yeah,
You and I are the polar opposites. Like I would be like, I don't want.
yeah.
I just want to go and like lie down on a beach and like please nobody bother me. Just send me like all my
Actually
gifts.
sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, right? Like the simpleness is really, 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 really nice. But like, you know, it's turned into something so stressful. And it wasn't even my wedding and I was stressed out.
She was stressed
Yeah.
out. She was stressed out.
Because there's a lot going on. It's
Yeah.
called being overstimulated, like me
Right.
on every night. Okay, but the best thing is about these weddings, right? In terms of Minahil's point of view, I just thought she was gonna say, "All I want for my wedding is just one flower on one table. That's it. That's all I want."
Yes, that is.
And then there's me who wants like freaking skydiving.
Yeah, no,
But
the simpler the better.
it's
I mean,
tough,
the
it's tough.
first step would be finding someone. But after that, I can start planning that one flower on one table.
Oh.
That's probably the dumbest thing I've ever said. Anyway, moving on.
Dude, no, I get it. Rational steps.
It's still funny though. It's still funny.
Thank you.
It's true.
Strategic.
Oh man.
And then okay, can we just talk about the fact that like Pakistani law actually had to sign into law the fact that you're only allowed like two or like is it one main a main like thing that you can have in your menu to eat, like a
Yeah,
main dish.
it was one thing. Yeah, they started, you know,
Wait. Really?
recently, well, not so recently anymore, but they started putting in all these like rules and regulations regarding like weddings, and it was, you know, menu rules, and it was timing rules. Like after I think 10 p.m. they would shut off the
I know
lights.
the curfew.
Yeah, like people gotta leave.
And that actually
No,
happened.
I get the curfew, but what's this food thing? I'm sorry. I just really have to know.
I think
Because I
it
don't
was
know
food
if it's the horror
wastage.
Karachi thing, but
Yeah, I think it was regarding food wastage.
Yeah. So
so then it's a good thing.
Yeah.
it is. However, like
Why did we get to that point though? Like before that, you know, like food in shadis itself is such a big thing. First of all, if nobody knew this, the men have to get the food first. As far as like the last wedding I was at, that happened. You know, like the men are done, so like now the women can get food. Like
No. But let me just be clear to our listeners. The way that Minahil is saying this is not that it's a rule. It's that something that we've made up.
yeah.
right.
Just to be really clear, like men going first to eat was something that was never established by culture or religion. This is just something that we think because, you know, alpha male masculinity.
Yeah.
You guys know how lit I get about that stuff. Anyways, referring to our older episodes, if you've listened to them, love you guys. Okay, but like honestly though, for some reason men think they're like priority one. We gotta get the food first. And then they get to the table and they take so much food as if they've never eaten before. Okay, honey, this isn't winter and you're not a polar bear and you don't need to hibernate. I don't even know if polar bears hibernate. Maybe it's regular bears. But anyways, you don't need all that food.
Yeah, seriously, and they might not even like finish it. They just want it on their freaking plate. Why?
Yeah, they want to show I'm alpha male. I can eat this much. It's such a sorry.
So bad.
Go ahead.
No, it's really bad. I've personally seen, and this was like I think way before when I was like I was in my teens. Remember, like there were these people who were literally putting foods, food plates in like bags to take home with them.
Aww.
That happened.
Just so they don't throw it.
No, just so they take the food with them.
They were
Oh, no.
guests.
Oh, I think you know what I thought? I thought it's to like, you know, like so they don't throw food away.
No.
These people are taking it parcel.
Yeah.
If our viewers don't know what parcel means,
Yes.
parcel means takeout. They're literally having wedding food takeout. I'm dead.
Exactly like that. I mean, like, what the hell is going on? First I thought they were like, you know, like some like homeless people or like people in need that need food, but no, they were invited to the wedding. Why are you doing this? It's like when you ask for a box.
Get one free, they'll take advantage.
Yeah, so funny.
That's like the box at the masjid, but at a very higher level.
I was gonna say box at IHOP.
Oh yeah.
like when you say, "Can I get a box for this?"
Sorry, what?
It's like when you ask at IHOP or whatever, you're like, "Can I get a box for my pancakes?" It was like that.
Oh my god, that's so accurate.
But in Shaadi food, which is wedding food, that's right. But like, yeah, I actually kind of agree. I don't know. What about you guys? I don't really agree with the whole curfew part because here's my thing. Like, I actually enjoyed the, you know, the late night like celebration and stuff like that. I think that there's like a charm to it. That's what like our Desi weddings are all about.
Yeah, these things are supposed to run like, you can put a cap on time on these things.
Wait, run like what? These things are supposed to run what? I hope you weren't about to say smoothly.
No, run like this. Like, run like late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like through the night. Okay.
Because
like,
you get like one day and then, you know, you're not supposed to just cut it short. So I don't agree with that either. You're right.
But the thing is, like, as you guys know from our recent posts, like, I love Bhangra, I love dance, right? So, you know, dancing and all that is usually happens after the fact, right? That happens at night.
Yeah.
So it's weird that they have a curfew. But I just want to say something, right? We talked about all the fun stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are some things and some people that show up at the wedding, rightfully so, in the form of photographers who either make or break the entire event.
It's true.
Dude, if there is one thing I remember from like being a kid is that there will always be a guy who is like who has this like camera, and then there will always be a guy that's right behind him with this really bright yellow light.
Yeah. And you're shoving both of them in your face while you're trying to eat. It's so stupid.
It's like what?
Like, they get up close, like they get right here.
Like right here.
Like, why would the bride
They gotta
need
get
to
the nose
remember?
hairs.
Ew. Did we watch our
Sorry.
parents' wedding thingy? I think we did.
I
Right?
think I did. We watched our parents' VHS turn into CD, turn into USB,
Wedding tape.
wedding tape. Yes.
VHS, CD, USB, SD card.
Yeah.
You know, a fun fact, like, from whoever I've ever heard who've gotten married is like the brides, they say that they actually never get to eat at their own wedding because they're so busy. Like, they don't even get to eat at their own wedding.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, that's kind of
Are you
messed
sure they
up.
don't eat because they're afraid that the photographer is gonna film
No,
them,
I
you know?
think they like legit don't get the chance to eat, which is so messed up. But like, you know what's really awkward? I don't know if they still do that. But like from what I remember from like childhood times at weddings, they usually just give it up like on the stage for like the broom and the bride to eat. Broom and the bride.
That's alright. Broom.
Bride
It's a
and
broom
the
now.
groom. for them to eat, which is really weird because like the entire guest list is watching them eat. I would just be so uncomfortable.
It's really awkward. I know people who don't eat at their like that. It happens.
Yeah. And like it's so sad because I actually heard, but this was not a Desi wedding. This was like a white wedding where like the groom had to buy his bride McDonald's afterwards because there was no more food left.
That sucks.
Damn. I know, that was like
Okay. The South Asian people don't have that problem because we already have excessive amounts of food.
It's true.
I felt so bad.
I mean, out of the 9 days of weddings, you would think we would have
9 days.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, but yeah, no, man, photographers, they really get up in your face.
Yeah.
And it's like actually very uncomfortable. And then like they make you pose in the most funniest things.
Like it's so awkward.
It's like, dude,
First of all, it's cheesy
I completely
as
agree.
hell. I would like to make up my own poses if I get married. But not like what the photographer's telling me. You know, now pose like this. Now show me your jewelry. Now show me your headpiece. Now show me your lehenga. Like, can you look at my face? Like, hello.
Or whatever happened to natural photography?
Yeah.
This is exactly why, you know what? This is exactly why I can never be like a wedding photographer. And dude, let me tell you this, I tried. Like I've done photography like, you know, in studios and like professionally at events and stuff like that as well. However, like weddings I just could not do. Are you staring at our mom and dad's wedding picture?
I'm just like judging it.
It's
Like,
like right there. Yeah, it's
How
like right there.
perfect. How perfect.
well, my mom's not looking at the camera, I guess. Like, she had to look down because, you know, she's the bride. So she can't even look at the look up.
Dulhan Q Sharma. Podcasters, this is the only time you're going to hear me sing. Hey, we're on Spotify. Might as well sing. But yeah.
But my dad's looking right at the
interesting
camera.
that the picture's right there.
Yeah, that's convenient. I judge 8 out of 10. Not bad.
Wow. Grading
Oh
your...
my god. I didn't
It's
know
not
she was
bad.
going to live rate it.
No, it's not bad.
She just did though. You best hope that your parents don't listen to this episode, I swear to God.
Oopsie poopsie.
I mean,
Her parents are also your parents.
well,
Not when somebody gets in trouble. Then it's their parents.
that's right.
I got nothing to do with you then.
I'm the one making that comment. No way. No way.
Good thing I'm adopted into your family and I'm not actually part of it. Okay, anyway.
Doesn't make you any less liable, just so you know.
So
okay,
another
okay.
really annoying part of weddings is the rishta scouting.
Yeah.
It's like weddingception. You're looking for more weddings at a wedding.
Let that sink in,
It's the
alright?
Bachelor Shaadi edition.
How messed up is that? Like, can
It's
you
so stupid.
enjoy
It's
the
like people
current
are not
wedding?
items.
Yeah,
Minahal, you are not a thing to be traded.
I know. You know, every time, you know what an auntie is thinking every time she's looking at you. And this is not just for weddings. This is for, like, family gatherings as well. I mean, how many times, you know, Kale, we have experienced this. You know, we're at our uncle's house and he has his weird, like, friends over and their wives are just staring right at you. So bad. So uncomfortable. And then they'll be like, oh, you know she baji ki beti hai? Oh, man.
Which translates to, I know she's our mom's nickname. Is she know she's daughter? And like by the
Like, the hell I am, yes, what do you want?
That's me.
And
I'm
then-
that girl.
and like imagine like they're not even trying to like say it in a hush hush way. They're just like literally saying it right in front of
Blatantly.
you.
And ask me. Why don't you ask me whose daughter I am? Why do you have to ask the other auntie who's never seen me before?
And they're like, "Pata nahi."
It's so confusing. But yeah, rishta
Nothing
scouting
is
is...
ever direct in our culture. Ever.
Nope.
Which is fair.
So annoying.
Which is why we made this podcast, I guess. It's true.
To be more direct.
Listen, because of the complexity of our culture, and by complexity, I don't mean complexion, okay, because that's a whole other thing in our culture. I mean the freaking science that goes into being born South Asian. But now that we are dealt these cards, right?
Yes.
I think it's important to discuss that these. So we all know that there's a generational gap, right? All of our episodes can be kind of prefaced with that if we're talking about uncles and aunties or parenting and whatnot. But when it comes to weddings, like I think that the elderly generations don't realize how much imposing is going on. Like, we have to continue this tradition for years. But why? Like, why do we have to continue that one thing? What if she doesn't want to wear red that day? What if she wants to marry someone that's not related to her? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like these choices are lost in sort of like ageism.
Yeah, we're kind of carrying that that tradition thing, you know. I was talking to my grandma because I was over at her house, and she was telling me how, like, before, well, obviously this is a lot of years ago, but before, the head of the household was like the great grandma or slash grandpa.
Ooh.
And they, you know, not the parents of the child, but they were the ones who decided who that child married. And the parents or the child themselves did not have any, you know, say in it. I'm saying child, but that would actually be a someone who's getting married. You know, and they didn't even, you know, they might not even get to see the guy or the girl, but whatever that great grandparent decided, that's it. That is it. The date, the guy, whatever. Which I thought was really messed up. Yeah.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
And here I thought that my grandpa putting the ring on my dad's finger was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That happened.
Because he didn't want him touching my mom. It's the remix.
It's the remix.
But like, wow. Yeah. I had no clues. Well, you know what? Like, I hope that we are shifting the conversation a little bit towards, like, you know, saying that, hey, because honestly, like, one thing that I will say that my dad has always, like, said is that, not that, like, he's, well, whatever. But, however, like, you know, I'm just saying.
It's a bit of hesitation, but okay, let's see.
Okay, I'm just saying, I just want to give props to my dad. Is like, he just generally says that, like, you know, it's you who's going to be living life with this person, not me, so do whatever. Yeah. You know, and I'm not just saying that.
Good.
Like,
that's progress, Ginzar.
I think he's really confident in the way that he's raised us, so he knows we're not gonna, like, go marry somebody really, really bad. So I think he's fine in that sense.
Fine, really, really bad.
Do you really want me to define that?
Yes, he's like really, really bad.
Well, okay, so this really, really bad, this also has, like, definitions in our family, right? Like, everybody has their own definition of what a really, really, really bad guy is. And that stuff I'm gonna say off record because that's super spicy stuff.
I'm sure every family has that sort of, like, go-to word in describing how bad something is.
But, like, really, really bad, everybody has their own definition of bad.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I think all of us here agree that it has nothing to do with the guy's financial stuff. It only has to do with, like, how he is, character-wise.
Yes.
Totally.
Absolutely. Because the thing is, like, within that generational gap, or something about thousands of years of culture, I don't know what it is, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There's this weird, like, preconceived notion that we have to keep, like, this classism going in a sense that if one partner isn't, you know what, not even partner, because we're so close-minded that it's only bride and groom. Anyways, so shade right there. You got that? Okay, yeah, everyone got that? Okay, good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we have, like, this preconceived notion that the groom has to be of some certain socioeconomic class, and so does the bride. Or it's the groom has enough socioeconomic class that the bride literally doesn't need anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a really weird dynamic. What do you guys think of that, being South Asian women who are independent?
I think that this, honestly, like, I was talking to you guys before, I think that I really think that this is, like, another episode in itself. However, like, what I will say in terms of, like, this tying into Shaadis, I hate the fact that, like, sometimes, and this isn't, I haven't really seen it, or maybe I actually have. I will say I have. When, like, our aunt from my dad's side got married, like, there were, like, a bunch of issues about, like, what the bride is gonna bring with her, and, like, you know, what they can afford.
The whole dowry thing.
Like,
as, like, backwards as it sounds, you know. It's not a what do you call it?
Like a
requirement.
Necessity?
Oh, yeah.
Requirement. It's more like a
yeah.
cultural thing. Oh, like, what is the stuff she's gonna bring with herself?
And like people just like straight up refusing sometimes, like at the very
That
end,
it's
because
not enough.
oh, it's not enough. And I don't think that we faced it to that thing. However, like a lot of this is like passive aggression also, I feel, where the bride and a woman has to face, especially as she's getting married into things. And I think that, Taha, your question is so valid, because this thing makes me think of like, what are we really infusing in terms of like confidence and self sufficiency in our women and our girls as they're growing up, so that they might be, first of all, not even depend, no person, forget men or women, no person should be dependent on another person for their success, for their own success.
I agree.
Okay, so I just
I
think
agree.
it's just baseless, like this like thing of like, oh yeah, let's just find a guy for you so that you're like fine. Like, yeah, the guy is not immortal, he might die. Okay, I don't want him to die, but like, yeah, that, you know, we cannot just, and how many examples of our, you know, that we hear about people, unfortunately, like, and then there's this whole, let's not even get into the stigma of like, now if this person is a woman, is a widow, like let's not even get into that.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different, like, again, like a 700th
Yeah.
episode, right?
That comes with so many like different problems.
Yes. So anyway, like but I feel like from like a Shaadi perspective, for sure, I mean, the way it also ties into this is like, you know, I've heard, unfortunately, many uncles and aunties talk about like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like they could have done better, oh my
Yeah.
god, the food could have been better,
Wow.
oh my god, like this is like this is not like a great like wedding hall in like
Yeah.
a really well-known part of the
So
city.
mean.
From the
So
location to like clothes to like her face, it's so they can't just enjoy the event, they have to like dig deeper always.
They
All
have
the
to critique it
time.
in a way that's not welcome. I mean, look, a lot of the things that you're going to be seeing at a wedding are not in a person's control.
Yes.
The color they were born, their socioeconomic status at the time, these are things that you shouldn't be judging anyways,
Yeah.
right?
Totally. Oh my god, I must bring this up. Do you remember like we had a wedding album for mom and dad's thing, and like our oldest aunt from our dad's side, God bless her, because like she actually, you know, she passed away actually. But
I'm
like
sorry to hear that.
thank you. I saw a picture of her, and she was actually holding up like clothes and like things
Yeah.
that my mom was being given by my dad's side of the family for everybody. So, and when we inquired about like, you know, what was happening and why that was happening, apparently like it was actually a whole tradition about like
it is
showing off to the, or kind of like putting on display the
like
kind
what
of,
the bride is getting.
what the bride is getting in terms of gifts.
It's so messed up. And along with that, parallel to that, I don't know if you're like familiar with the whole milk drinking thing. Doodh pilai ka nahi pata? Okay.
Oh, wait, like the rasam. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Sorry, my Urdu just came out. I was like, how can you not know? Oops. And that is what like the bride's side does for the groom, right? Like her sisters and her cousins and then her best friends, and then they get like money / gifts, and then that also becomes a whole thing. Yeah, oh, you know, the groom didn't give enough money, or he didn't give enough like gifts and stuff like that at your.
Who did that?
At your friend's wedding. I remember when that happened with the guy. He gave not. Because usually you give money, right, to like all of the cousins and the friends and the sisters, but they only gave because she has 2 sisters, right? They only gave them like presents in the form of jewelry, I think, and everybody else was like, you know, not gifted anything or like didn't get money, and there was talk after that, yeah, because apparently like everybody's supposed to like get something because they're the bride's closest, like, you know, closest relationships, like sisters and best friends and cousins and stuff like that. But
I didn't get anything. I'm just kidding.
exactly, so like everybody was like, oh, I didn't get anything, and he only gave like you know, jewelry to the 2 sisters, and I was like, wow, what?
Wow.
Yeah,
See, there's some cool traditions that we do.
Yeah.
And one of them that is along the same lines is juta chupai, which is where you hide the groom's shoes, which is pretty cool because you hide them so he can't leave the vicinity without giving money to the cousins.
Yeah,
which is pretty neat. I mean, I know
funny.
we talk a lot about like the negative things that happen in the weddings, but there are some cool traditions.
Yeah.
But I must say, though they maybe look cool to me, conceptually they're really weird.
Yeah, they're fun. Like, this milk thing is fun too. It's just like, why do we have to turn them so negative? It's funny, right? The groom could
What if
like.
they're lactose intolerant, Midna-Hill?
Oh, that's true too. But I just think the tradition itself is funny. Like, the groom could like literally give $1 to like everybody each, and the tradition
Yeah.
would be finished. You know, like
Yeah.
why does it have to become such a big thing of like, oh, he didn't give me this and he didn't give me that? Shut up.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the thing.
Shut up. Yeah.
But if he's lactose intolerant, then that sucks because he can't get the bride then.
No,
because he
then
doesn't.
you get, instead of doing like bakre kaddu, instead of doing cow milk, you just do oat milk or
Yeah.
almond milk.
It's true. We're progressing.
Why does it?
Oat milk, eh? Oat milk pillow.
I don't know, man. I'm still kind of stuck on the fact that I have to share a straw with this guy. I'm
Ew.
just saying.
Like when they have to feed each other mithai. Ew.
I'm sorry, but like,
Might
ew.
have corona.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, you know what's also a really cute
I'm
one?
sorry.
Is when they have that mirror thing and then they look at each other in the mirror. I think that's kind of cute.
No, that's awesome. I like that
is very
tradition.
cute.
But like angles though. Like angles mean everything. So it's like over here. He's gonna see me
It's
with
like,
my double
you open your
chin.
camera by accident and you just see your 3 necks.
Yes. Oh man. And then
If
he
it's
just
that, I
leaves.
feel bad for the bride and groom. It's like you open up your smartphone camera and it's just neck.
Yeah.
Like neck
It's
beard,
just neck.
fat.
Never mind. The mirror tradition's cancelled.
No,
I'm
it's
just
not.
saying-
I'm just saying a possibility. I'm so sorry.
It's cancelled for me.
Cancel free.
No good side. Just not
Oh
happening.
god.
One thing that I do like cute, I mean, without any religious connotation, but we do that. Like, we recite, bride and groom recite the Quran together.
Yeah, I think that's cute. And then they pray together, which is really
They
cute.
do pray together.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's
yeah,
nice.
that's all good.
That's
Yeah.
like, Hey,
But again,
God.
bride and groom, and I don't know how that's gonna go for me. But anyways, what? Yeah, but no, there are some really cool things. Some things that aren't cool. But we just have to be mindful. Like, where it's 2020 now. Like, let people love who they want to love. Let people
Yes.
do their wedding the way that they want to do it. In terms of like, it doesn't have to be completely. And I'm the last person to say this because I love South Asian traditions, but it doesn't have to be 110% to the T Pind style wedding. Like, it doesn't have to be from the village. Like, you can make it your own by adding, certain flavor to it that is yours, right? Like, some people, they like to bring in water guns. And like, I'm just throwing ideas out there.
Some
If there's somebody
brides
at the
like to
wedding, please
dance at
copyright
their
that.
own weddings.
ooh, bride dancing on their
Wait.
own wedding.
Which has become like such a
They
big
should do that.
issue. And recently, one thing I also saw become a big issue was like the bride was reading her own like nikahnaama, which is marriage contract, which became like a huge thing of like, oh, she's disrespecting because she doesn't believe like whatever's written
That's
in there.
so
Did you see that?
stupid.
It's
Let
very
her do
recent.
it.
Did you see something?
I did see that.
Yeah. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to read it because like, any like sane girl would like any educated like girl would read her own thing, but I didn't know that was a thing that you couldn't read it like before like yesterday.
said
No, it's just a societal notion. You can read
Yeah,
it.
I mean I know you can read it, but like it's a cultural thing because
Yeah.
the post that I read about the girl reading her own thing was that this is considered disrespectful. And I was like, oh, like I had no idea. And apparently, like,
Oh,
it was a
God.
whole
It's
thing.
probably trickling down from that weird thread we have that women are inferior. We always talk about that on the podcast, how we have like this weird culture that like men are supposed to be, like supposed to be, like the ones who take care of everything. So they have to take care of the marriage contract. It's just like this dumb notion. But the fact that the girl read her own nikahnaama, her own marriage proposal, or rather
Contract,
the
Yeah.
paper.
And
The
not
contract,
just-
God damn
yeah.
it. I think that there's power in that, and more
Boy,
power to her for doing that.
You
Yeah.
best believe
Hell
that as
yeah.
a person who like reads every single word,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have my 2 lawyers
Yeah.
on that shit. You know
Not-
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you have to. Not just something that like your dad and your uncle wrote for you. Like, get out of here.
What?
Like, who are you?
First of all, you don't get to decide who you want to marry. And then when we put the contract in front of you, before even seeing the guy, I want you to sign this paper and don't read it out loud.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, yeah, the
So
Karisab
dumb.
can say what he has to say, but like, I gotta read the marriage contract. Like,
Of course, you're a person too. You're a part of the marriage.
I am the
You're a part of
marriage. There is no marriage without me.
That's a great point. And I think people should, if you get anything from this episode, please understand this one point. And that's the marriage is between those two people.
Very nice.
The marriage
So
is
true.
between those two people. In all of its meaning, in all of its intents and purposes,
Yeah.
those two people, meaning party A and party B. The party being that one person. And yeah, cool if they have siblings and parents who they want to consider to be part of the
Their
adjoining
thing.
of families and
Yeah.
whatnot. That's nice. But at the end of the day, they should make the final decisions about everything, down to the decorations, as long as they're not bridezilla.
And I hope that we start to understand that.
I agree. One
Also-
thing that I would say, like, that I've seen a couple, I'm not saying a lot, but like some younger couples do now in Pakistan is like, either opt for like one day of like the wedding thing, right? And then this I haven't really seen yet, but maybe I will, or maybe I just don't know of any examples that like people saying. Actually, I think I did one South Asian couple. I just wasn't sure that if it's Pakistani or Indian. However, these people, they took all the funds that they were gonna use on their weddings. And like, they also all the gift money that like, by the way, those little envelopes, we should talk about those little
Oh,
envelopes.
yeah.
Yes.
But they took the funds that people like gave them for their wedding, and then they went on a road trip. And their wedding picture was like just like the woman in a shalwar kameez, like a plain old shalwar kameez, the guy in like jeans, and they were just like traveling, like road tripping and helping people.
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
I love it. You're doing it with each other, not for like people.
Yeah.
Say it again. Say that louder for the people in the back, Manal.
You're doing it with each other, not for other people that you're never gonna
Hell
see
yeah, because
again.
we're not worried about log kya kahengi. We're not worried
Yeah.
about what other
Yeah.
people can say. We're gonna do us. We're gonna do me. We're
Yeah.
gonna do you.
Yes.
Especially if you're marrying somebody that you really, 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 really want to marry, which I hope you all get to do.
Yeah.
You should be able to spend your wedding however you want.
So true.
Exactly.
So true.
Exactly.
And the little envelopes I was talking about was like the little envelopes of cash that like people just like, walk up to the stage and the guy's like, Mubarak ho beta, which
Yeah.
is like,
There is no wedding registry.
Congratulations.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
there's no wedding registry, so
Good
people
point.
just bring you whatever they want to bring you.
and usually
I
it's
love
cash.
wedding registry
Mostly it's
because
money.
so much more organized. But it's a Western thing. I don't want to do it because hamare pehle the elderly people didn't do it. Sorry, I
Right.
totally lost my bilingual train of thought there. But पहले हमारे लोग ऐसे करते थे. हमारे पास थोड़ी होती थी gift registry. We didn't used to have gift registry. We used to do it like this, and you just got what you got. But honey, it's 2020. It's different now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I actually really enjoy the idea of a gift registry, and the reason being that like that money, although like if I get the cash,
Yeah,
knowing-
cash is better than
yeah, I mean, knowing me, I'd probably want to invest it. However, like I know that sometimes people are just building homes from scratch, right?
Yeah,
and so
need
like
stuff.
they need stuff, and
It's
like,
easier like for the guests to just like buy what they need and not just like
What they need, yeah.
However, may I call
Random-
out something?
You
Yes.
get 3 toasters.
3 times.
Well, I was just gonna call out the fact like how Pakistani families, they usually like to like buy literally everything for their kids and
Yeah.
just kind of like send that off with their, and then all the cash is like additional. Like, okay, I'm not gonna like just point at fingers, but like I know people who bought like all of it from like fridges and like refrigerators to like toasters. Yes.
Hello, your own mother.
And like our
Exposed. But she's
this
right.
is where I stopped talking.
Sorry.
No,
I'm gonna stop talking. No, it's just weird. Like,
that's right.
my
You're right.
parents are gonna buy me stuff for like an entire household that I'm just gonna take with me. Like that doesn't sit right with
Me
me.
neither, man.
It's so weird.
I mean, I know, but like, isn't it also convenient? Because guess what you can do, right? If you're doing
What?
the gift registry. Keep in mind that your parents are already going to get you your kitchen supplies and your bedroom supplies, right? Or hand-me-down, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm all for hand-me-down.
Yeah.
As long as it's stylish. Anyways, but when it's your gift registry, just put the things that you want that aren't considered necessity, right? Like put
Right.
in a
Ice cream maker.
a Gucci bracelet or
Gucci bracelet, yes.
like look,
I just
basically
went-
like add things on there that you don't need.
Yeah.
This way, people get the stuff that you don't need and you want, and then all the things that you do need, like your parents already got you in terms of when a newly married couple.
Wow,
I
you're so
guess.
sneaky.
Yeah.
That's
However,
all figured
I
out.
have to say the romantic in me, which is not gonna come out for another 20 years because I have businesses to build. Let's just put it out there. I think that it's also a cute look for couples if they like shop together.
It's cute. Yeah, you like shop around
Yeah, why
together.
not?
Yeah.
You know, you mix up your likes and dislikes, and you know, hopefully just likes, because that can turn into fights. Oh, I'm spitting bars.
That
But
was good.
What?
thank you. But yeah, that would be cute if you like, you know, get to do it together. If you want an orange fridge and a blue stove.
Wow.
Orange fridge. I like this. This is so my conversation.
You
I
guys
love
should
it
come to
here.
my house in 20 years.
Yeah, no, thank God, like you and I are not buying household stuff. I'm just kidding.
Do you want to marry me?
Oh my.
What? Okay. This is it.
On that note.
This is how you know that. Yeah. Cool. So yeah. No, but
Cool.
in other news, yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like I just think that that's another level of like comfort that and shelter that like
Yeah.
Pakistani families do give their kids, and that's okay. I mean, if that's the tune you want to play to, this is all about a non-judgmental, you know,
Space.
podcast.
Yeah, we over here at Lil Kakahenge, you know your team is diverse in all sense of its word. We are all about inclusivity. However, when it comes to us seeing people suffering because they're not getting what they want out of their
Yes.
own freaking wedding, we get upset. And you know, that's what leads to episodes like this.
It's unfair.
If you're gonna have your child's wedding, if there's a parent listening, please, it is in your best interest. It is in your best interest not to impose your own ideas, but rather ask your son or daughter
That's right.
and their
Oh,
partner,
that's very
Yeah.
nice.
their significant other, ask their significant other and your son or daughter what it is they would like to continue in terms of tradition and what it is they don't want at their wedding.
I
Totally.
agree.
I would like to take a very, very natural break here and just do something that is probably not going to happen for our entire year. Happy birthday,
Happy
to
birthday,
you!
Stop, you
Happy
guys.
birthday to you! Happy birthday,
You know,
dear
Dear Minahil.
Minahil.
Me.
We're so in tune. Happy birthday to
Oh wow, it
Sorry,
is 12.
There's a delay.
Yay!
Happy birthday, Minahil!
Thank you,
You're
guys.
The best, and we love you at Lokya Kahenge.
Thank
and
you.
Also, the things that you do for us are astronomical. May God
Thank
give
you.
you the universe, and
Thank you.
may God give you your own choices at your wedding. Okay.
Yay!
happy birthday.
Including my man.
There's two things that only come once in your time: your wedding and your birthday. What
It's
if
true.
people told you how you should have your birthday party? But what would you think about that, Minahil?
I would told them to go F themselves.
I like this new Minahil. She just turned a new leaf.
He's so confident and like we
Right.
totally
I guess I'm just feeling 22.
Oh, what?
Listen, she's a South Asian woman, 22 years old, and guess what? She's independent
Yes.
and she's going to be financially stable
Yes.
and available for herself as much
Yes.
as she's going to be available for her significant other.
That's right.
Yes. So,
See?
you know, if my husband
That's the
ever wants to
formula you want,
act
girls.
out and, you know,
You don't need no
leave-
mans. You don't need no mans.
men's. Yes, I don't.
Men's. Anyways.
Men.
But on that note, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. This was a fun one. Please, if you haven't already, check out our Instagram. As I said, and as promised, we will be releasing merch soon,
Yes.
right? And for the parents listening, merch means merchandise, okay? Merchandise
Shirt.
means like, you know, the
Shirt.
clothing, the pillows, all that.
Pants. Jute.
But if you haven't already, please check out our Instagram. Please check out our Spotify, our YouTube. Thanks to the diligent work of not only Minahil, because we shouted her out, birthday girl over here, but our mother,
Oh,
Lisa and Gosher. She
Mother of design.
has put in so much time and effort into this podcast. Again, she's also a strong, independent woman who runs her own businesses. They both did a great, awesome job. They did
Thank
an
you, and
awesome
so
job.
do you.
And we're on Zoom right now, and I see them pointing to each other. But I just want to say that, like, really, guys, thank you so much for making this idea that we had together into a reality.
Thank you.
Thank you as well. And this podcast would be nothing without you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Thank you. I think you're awesome.
I appreciate you guys. I really do. And, you know, besides merch and our Instagram, if you haven't already, please recap, or if you haven't already, watched the previous episodes, please go and stream them whenever at your leisure. We're in quarantine. I know you have time. Don't lie to me.
We're also on Apple Podcasts now, by the way.
Woo!
We got
oh my God! I'm so sorry. Apple Podcasts as well.
yeah. So all the Apple loving people out there, please do so.
Hell yeah.
Please
Not
do.
me. I'm an Android person. But anyways.
Well, we
Filthy
have
person
one
over
for
here.
you too. Google Podcasts is now a thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But I do have an iPad, so I'm cheating. But anyways, guys, this has been so much fun. I'm talking to you guys, not our listeners. So listeners, you can mute for 3 minutes. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Please don't do that. We love your support. But thank you guys right here, Minahil and Kinsa. I'm pointing at you guys for everything that you do. And we're going to sign off for the night because it's Minahil's birthday. So everyone, please wish Minahil happy birthday. If you listen to this episode and you know it's Minahil's birthday and you stayed till the end, please go on our Instagram feed. We have a picture of us 3. We have a picture of us up on our Instagram, which she edited.
Yeah.
Go to her picture. Go under the comments and write "Happy Birthday, Minahil,"
Aww.
and we will love you forever. So, thank you, everyone. Remember, if you're attending a wedding, don't worry about
Don't
Look at
get
Gib.